I want everyone to comment on the video right now. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? You got the 49ers or the Chiefs? Comment down below. But listen, today, obviously, we're getting into this Miami Heat LeBron James build that I posted, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? I forget. I said 10,000 likes and I would post the full build video for you guys. You guys had it at like 9,000 something the last time I looked. So we're going to make this video for you guys, not a problem. Now, before we get into the build, it's only going to take about a minute. I just want to explain how I even got to making this build, okay? I was not planning on making a LeBron James Miami Heat version of the build. All I wanted was my facilitating finisher, the same, you know, strength, speed, ball handling, all of that, but I wanted to have it be a much better shooter because I thought it would just be crazy if somebody actually had to play me very tight at limitless range, how easy it would be to score. And then somebody commented on my video like, this is the Miami Heat version of the LeBron James build. I was like, you know what? It kind of is. Now, like I always say, we can't make the players exactly. I mean, listen, 2012, 2013, LeBron James, MVP of the league, averaged 27, 8 and 7 on 56% shooting, 40% from 3, and he was second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. I mean, we're not going to be able to make that player on the My Player Builder, but I feel like we got as close as possible. We didn't really put too much defense into it, but as I always say, the athleticism of the build and the strength of the build makes a huge difference. All right, so listen, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get right into this 2012-2013 Miami Heat version of our LeBron James build. Okay, so as you can see, LeBron James, small forward, right-handed, number 6, because he wore number 6 on the Miami Heat, obviously. So let's move on to the pie chart. Now, as you guys know, my other LeBron James build was the playmaking and finishing pie chart, but this one, we want a much higher three-pointer and better shooting badges. So instead of that, we're going with the finishing and the shooting pie chart. Hall of Fame finishing badges, Hall of Fame shooting badges. Balanced pie chart because we want strength, speed, vertical excel. We want everything to be as high as possible. Now with the attributes, you're going to have 58 badge upgrades on this player. So max out all the finishing, but then you're going to lower the post hook just a little bit, just to where you still have those 20 finishing badges, just to save a couple attribute points. Now you're going to do the same thing on the shooting, except we're going to lower the free throw down as much as possible without losing a shooting badge. So 20 finishing and 20 shooting. Now max out all the playmaking, pass accuracy, ball handling, and post moves. That's going to give you 17 playmaking. Then we're going to do perimeter defense, lateral quickness, and I like to upgrade the offensive rebounding because I ISO all the time. So when I kick out to the corner, if that player misses, I want to have the best chance of grabbing that offensive rebound. We're going with the built physical pie chart. Now, my other build is 6'7". LeBron is now listed at 6'9", by the way. He's been listed at 6'8" for the majority of his career. My build is 6'7", but as you can see, with the shooting and finishing pie chart, you don't get enough driving dunk to get contact dunks. So you have to go down to 6'6" to get contact dunks. That gives you an 81 driving dunk. Once you hit 99.9, that'll be +5. You'll have 86. And you'll be able to get all the contact dunks to be doing stuff like this. In my opinion, it's very important that you have contact dunks on the LeBron James build, which is why you have to go 6'6". If you don't care about contact dunks, maybe you want to go a little bit taller, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". Now, the weight, my big thing that separates my LeBron build from a lot of slashing builds is the strength, okay? Obviously, the speed, excel, vertical is really important. So I went 236 pounds, which gives me a 90 strength. Now, if I could go back, I might lower it just a bit, maybe down to like 220 something to get a little bit more acceleration. But honestly, having close to 90 strength is really, really important on slashing builds. It allows you to just power through defenders as opposed to getting bumped and taken away from the paint. Now, the wingspan, this is preference. For me, I went one below default because I wanted to have 80 ball control just like my other LeBron James build. You know, obviously it's 75, then when you hit 99.9, you get +5, it'll have the 80. But you could honestly go minimum to get even more, get a higher three-pointer and stuff. But for me, I wanted 80. It's like a sweet spot for me. I like having 80 ball handling. Then obviously, once you get takeover and stuff, you can speed boost just like my other build. So you get 4 choices of takeover. I was tempted to go sharp takeover just because I feel like it would be super glitchy. But this is a LeBron build, obviously. So with the way he's playing this year, you might even be tempted to go playmaking takeover. Or, I mean, sometimes he's in the post. I wouldn't really go post takeover, but it would be interesting. But obviously, this is 2012, 2013 LeBron. So we had to go with the slasher takeover. Also, in my opinion, slashing takeover is the best takeover in the game. The most overpowered, hardest to guard takeover in the game. Plus, this year, by the way, when you have slashing takeover activated, it actually upgrades not only your dunking, your finishing and whatnot, but also your ball handling and your three-pointer. Okay, so it's like super overpowered and glitchy. So these are the attributes at 99.9 for those of you that want to see it. Like I said, the 80 ball handling, I mean, the post moves, the post fade, the post hook is all good, so you can play in the post. 86 driving dunk, contact dunks, 85 mid-range, 84 three-pointer. I mean, this build offensively is crazy. For those of you that know what people refer to as the BP build, the offensive threat build, this is like a taller version of that build, and it is super glitchy. Now, these are the badges that I'm running at the moment. I just want to quickly show you guys. Obviously, you could put on whatever you want if you end up making the build, but to me, it's like really good, like really good. Right now, I'm, like I said in my last video, I'm experimenting with volume shooter. Some people might want to take this off and put on green machine. Either way, I mean, the shooting is super consistent. The finishing is ridiculous. And 17 playmaking badges is still phenomenal, especially, I mean, they only go up to gold, but still, I mean, look at the badges you can have on with 17, and you got everything you need. So, in my opinion, it's a really good build. I'm gonna show you one gameplay now. I understand a lot of you guys just came for the build, so I appreciate you stopping through. Make sure you drop a like before you leave for me. I appreciate it. But if you're gonna stick around for the gameplay, this is literally like a 3-minute gameplay where we just absolutely go off with this build. So it's a perfect representation of what you're gonna be able to do if you make this build. So if you want me to compare it to my original LeBron James build, you know, the playmaking, finishing LeBron build, I'm gonna say this. The playmaking and finishing build is a little quicker and a little faster. The reason being, I think, is it has like, I forget exactly, but I think it's like 3 more excel and 4 more speed. But also you have to realize it has Hall of Fame playmaking badges. So it has Hall of Fame quick first step, which I feel like all that combined makes it a little bit quicker. But this build, they have to play you tight because your shooting is so consistent. At 84 three-pointer Hall of Fame shooting badges, they have to play you tight, which makes it easier to get past them. So it's kind of like a little give and take depending on the style of play that you like to, you know, that you like to play with. But listen, the hop steps are still there. The contact dunks, like we talked about, are there once you hit 99. The three-pointer is crazy, as you're going to see in this gameplay. The post game is still really consistent. Even you can even spam hooks, honestly, on this guy, and he makes them over smaller guards. I know the hooks and the close shots are pretty broken this year, but offensively, he can just really do everything. Now, he doesn't get dimer and floor general, obviously, because he's not a point guard, and he doesn't have playmaking primary, but his pass accuracy is still so high that he still zips passes, and you know, it's not like he's throwing lollipop passes. Like, they are still zipped. You can still dot people with the build, and as long as your teammates know how to shoot, like, they should be able to hit without dimer, so you're gonna be fine. I mean, you see, like right there, Swag's greening with no dimer, no floor general off of my build. So obviously dimer is nice to have, but it's not a necessity really. I mean, obviously if you're a playmaking build, I think it's a good badge to put on, but it's not like you need it, otherwise your teammates aren't going to hit, obviously. Overall, I really like the build. It's still called the facilitating finisher, as I told you in my last video, so it's like, it does confuse people when they see it. A lot of people would just play in the paint like this, but it's like they don't realize on this build, you're not going to miss. If you time it properly, it's going to be green 99% of the time. Like, this is a build that if you leave open, it's going to be green. Look at pull up again. He's starting to realize you can't just play in the paint. It says facilitating finisher, but it's not like that. Now, I feel like, as I said, it wasn't a build I planned on making a Miami Heat LeBron James build video, but it is a pretty good representation. Like I said, LeBron in 2012-2013 season shot 40% from 3, which is like an elite number. Like, that's up there in terms of like best percentages in the league for, you know, at least for players that shoot a lot of threes. We're not talking about the dudes that go 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 or whatever, but in terms of players that take a lot of threes, I mean, if you're shooting over 40%, that is elite. So I mean, this is a good representation for that. Like I said, it still has all the other aspects of LeBron's game you're going to want to see. Obviously the defense could be a little higher, but I mean, 2K's not going to let us make a complete demigod that gets all those Hall of Fames and just great defense, great finishing, great shooting, great playmaking. It's just, you know, not going to happen, especially with a decent height like LeBron. But it is extremely fun to play on. So listen, if you end up making the build, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Once you get the badges and get it to 99, you'll see a complete difference once you unlock those contact dunks and everything. So go try it out for yourself and let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. I'll talk to y'all boys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.